Hello, welcome back to Suburban Hunt 365. I'm DJ. We're back in the reload room again today. And in today's episode, we are back on the rifled slug series. The reason for that is I was lucky enough to get a draw for Oak Ridge quota hunt coming up at the end of the year. And I just kind of spitballed that one. I hadn't really thought about Oak Ridge. I just saw shotgun. It was a good chance for me to go for it. And then I got to looking into it a little bit deeper. I looked in the 24-25 handbook and was reading on it and everything, and it says that I got to have my hunting license, the permit, and my actual driver's license with a picture ID. But then I also have to have a signed map, which was interesting because when I went to the interactive map on the TWA site, Oak Ridge was just a dot that said Oak Ridge to kind of show you the general area. So no really map to be had so far. So I'll keep you guys aware of what's going on with that one. Right now, I'm going to be kind of just hoping for the best, which is not awesome for a hunt, but that's kind of where I'm at. If you guys have actually hunted Oak Ridge before, by all means, please throw a comment down below. Kind of give me an idea of what I'm looking at, what I'm headed into. I would definitely appreciate the information. But this video is for you guys and for me too, but let's figure out with the Hornady American Whitetails how they compare to the Remington video, which was the first one, and then we also did the Winchesters. Now we did do a comparison between the lower recoil and the standard Remingtons, but we haven't done the full video of the Remington reduced recoils yet. That is forthcoming. But in this video, as I mentioned, we are looking at the Hornady Whitetail. So the same thing we're going to do as the other two videos. We're going to go from skeet to extra full. Now I will be putting the actual diameters of the chokes on these because not all chokes are equal. You can get a skeet that is one size and a skeet that is a different size. Therefore, I want to make sure that when I put skeet, I want to put 0.725. That way you guys go, if you guys find a modified or an improved cylinder or what have you, that it says it's a 0.725, even though it's not a skeet like what mine says, it'll give you guys a much better reference on how big that choke actually is. So without any further ado, actually I take that back. So each box comes with 5 rounds, and we will be giving you all 5 rounds per group. So those of you in my muzzleloader series that say 3's not enough, well, I'm giving you the entire box on the shotgun rifled slugs. So I'm going to shut my mouth. Let's go ahead and let's start out with a skeet choke, 0.725. All right, that is fantastic. That is actually probably one of the best. I'll have to go back and look at it here in a little bit, and we will be doing that. But that group came in at 2.5 inches. Now, again, this is at 50 yards. I should have mentioned that before, but this target is at 50 yards. So 2.5 inches at 50 yards. So far, that's been pretty good for the rifled slugs. These things aren't very accurate. We kind of know that. I mean, this is definitely an up close and personal type of setup. So 2.5 inches, I'm not hating that at all. Now, you guys can look behind me. That stack of red behind me is Hornady dies. You guys know that I'm a huge advocate for Hornady. Hornady makes fantastic stuff. They're kind of proving it here, guys. So let's go ahead and let's keep going. Let's move into the improved cylinder at 0.720. All right, that's rough even for a shotgun slug group there. The improved cylinder coming in at a 6-inch group. That's rough. At 50 yards, that's a miss at 100 yards, which I'm not going to be shooting at 100 yards anyway. But that's rough. So let's go ahead and let's move over to the modified at a 0.702, and let's see how well that does. All right, that group's kind of interesting there because as you saw how those landed with the low, medium, high, and then kind of the other two right there, this could be used as a cherry pick group. I say that because if you guys watch Backfire, he's made a couple comments about a 3-round group versus a 5-round group, and I know my muzzleloading community definitely has made those comments as well. But looking at this one, you could cherry pick those 3 and say, oh, look what I did. I made a 1.5-inch group, which is not true. This is a 4 1/4 inch group because we have to pick the widest 2 points, right? So with the modified, we're at a 4 1/4 inch. That's better than the 6 inch we got with the improved cylinder, but it ain't nowhere near the 2.5 inch we got with the ski choke. So let's keep moving up. Let's see what a full choke, 0.700, see what that does. Okay, this is another interesting group here because if you look at that second shot, it looks like the paper's ripped, right? So that kind of gives you, oh, is it tumbling? Which would be interesting for a slug to be doing that. But is it tumbling? I do want to put that to rest for all you guys. This is that bottom target. As you can see, it is ripped right here. So this is what you saw, the paper folded back inside the target there. And you can tell by that perfectly round hole, it did not keyhole. It just hit and pushed that paper back behind. Not sure 100% why, but that's what happened. Probably had more to do with the backing, the cardboard backing that was behind it. But just letting you guys know that's what happened with that particular one. Now, this group came in at a 4 inch group. So there again, not terrible. We just had a 4 1/4. Now we're at a 4, but then we've also got a 6 and a 2.5. So definitely the skeet is definitely seeming to work a little bit better with these Hornadays. Not only that, but it's also giving us a really good group. So one final one is going to be our extra full, coming in at 0.690. Oh, and that's our biggest group for the day. That is a 6 1/4 inch group. Now remember, this is at 50 yards, guys. That's not good at all. So definitely not tight on the choke. So the skeet seems to be working pretty good with this one. So apparently it likes a little bit looser choke on the end there. So in today's test, skeet is definitely going to be taking the win today. Hornady overall gave us a 2.5 inch group. Let's go back into our Excel sheet and let's see how that compares to the other ones. All right, so looking at this right here, we've got the Hornadays. You are looking over, now you're looking at this chart and you're thinking, okay, DJ, why don't I have all my velocities on my chart here? You do on all the other ones, what's going on? So just so you guys know, I was using the Magneto Speed, which is a blade style. I definitely got to clean this up after that last muzzleloader test we did. But the Magneto Speed, I did try using that on the shotgun, and it definitely did not fare as well as I would hoped. There may be guys out there that have had no problems running slugs through this, but it did not fare very well. Whether that was because I didn't have the bayonet in the right spot or the spacers in the right spot, I'm not 100% sure, as we did get all 5, as you can tell here. I did get all 5 in the last group that we shot, but I struggled there at the beginning. So I'm going to give you velocities that I have. Take them with a grain of salt. Okay, guys, just take them with a grain of salt because I don't know. I can't validate those. Now, the other ones that we have up there were all done with an old school chronograph that goes on a tripod where I'm shooting through the 2 antennas. We will be going back to that for the futures because I want to give you guys the velocities and not some half measure. Okay, guys, so we're going to run over the velocities real quick and just focus in on the groups themselves. And as I suspected, the 2.5 inch group is by far the best group that we've gotten from any slug, any choke. So using the Hornady, at least in my shotgun, the Hornady American Whitetails with the 0.725 gave us a 2.5 inch group. Right, so going back down through here, we got the improved cylinders, which is a 0.720, gave us a 6 inch. The modified at a 0.702 gave us a 4 1/4, and then a full at a 0.700, it was a 4 inch, and then the extra full 0.690 gave us a 6 1/4 inch group. So looking at those, it's kind of average. The 6s are a little bit high, but the 4 and 4 1/4 kind of go with the other ones that we've had. Now, I would say on average, looking at this chart, if we move up to the Remington Sluggers, you have a 4 3/8, 3 1/4, 3 1/4, 3 3/4. Those are more consistent across the different chokes. So if you have a limited availability of chokes, or that choke's the only one you have, I would still kind of gear towards the Remington Sluggers, but for me, I like the tightest group possible, especially with a 5-round group, and that would be the Whitetail by Hornady using the skeet choke. So guys, just to let you know, I did fail to mention this at the beginning. Those of you that have not seen my videos yet, this is a Remington 870 Super Mag. Okay, and I do have a Vortex Venom red dot on top of there. In the previous 2 videos, I was using just a standard front sight, rear sight. I did find that the red dot, those of you that have seen the channel, you saw the fiasco that was our turkey hunt. If you haven't, there's a link. It was not awesome. 2024 epic fail for the start, right? That was not good. So I did find out that the red dot by itself works pretty good. Makes it a little bit easier. So what you can see with that, with these numbers, looking at a 4 1/4, 4, 6, and 6 1/4, the red dot really didn't bring in everything like I thought maybe it might have. So it's going to make it easier for you to aim. Doesn't necessarily make the shot any better. So guys, if you guys have stuck out with us this far, I definitely appreciate you guys. Can't say thank you enough. If you haven't already, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button while you're down there. But most importantly, as I've always said, and if you haven't been with us, you don't know yet, but leave the comments down below. Let me know if you didn't think this was any good information, that you hate the fact that I didn't give you the velocities, but I was honest about them. Just take them for a grain of salt. I promise I'll get back to them. But if you do have a mag speed V3 and you have it work, let me know that too, because I'd be curious to know, did I set it up wrong? Was there something on my end, or does it not just do slugs very well? Does everything else pretty dang good. So like I said, we'll be getting back to the regular corner graphs in the upcoming videos. But guys, again, DJ from Suburban Hunt 365, can't thank you enough, and we'll see you guys on the next one.